Josh Cohen, OrlandoMagic.com.
Hey, DJ. Can you just describe the environment in the gym yesterday? Were there any interesting features that stood out for you? And how long do you think it'll be until you can adjust to the new environment?
The thing that stood out to me the most was probably on free throws. It was pretty quiet. Like you could hear a pin drop. So, just being able to play without the fans' energy and, hearing a crowd at all times like we normally do is going to be an adjustment. But I think once we get adjusted to that, we'll be fine.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
DJ, as you were looking back on the team's performance, what did you feel like you all did well, and what do you feel like the team is going to attempt to improve in the next few days?
I think we did well by executing in transition, talking on defense. We had some miscommunications at times and some slip-ups, but that's a scrimmage game that was expected. And, today we did a great job by coming in, watching film, and then going out and practicing tonight and having a good practice and fixing those mistakes we made in the scrimmage game. So it was a good game for us yesterday to get back on the floor together through these different times, playing in a different situation than normal, and just getting back to practice today and cleaning up things.
And you specifically, DJ, how did you feel with your conditioning, your wind, your rhythm?
Yeah, my wind and everything was good. Rhythm-wise, right now we have guys that's still out that's trying to get, where they need to be. And, just playing with different guys and playing with different rotations is going to be adjustment as well. But we have time. We have some more scrimmage games, and those regular season games before the playoffs is going to really help as well.
Nick Friedel, ESPN.
DJ, I know you mentioned before you got in the bubble that you had a bunch of family coming in to help your wife with the kids. What have the early reports been back with everybody handling what's going on?
Yeah, they definitely trying to take advantage of my wife by herself. I have to get on FaceTime and get on them, but it's not the same as me being there in person. But my kids are good, they're helping out. My oldest is helping out a lot, and just a lot of FaceTime and texting right now, and they're keeping us busy inside the bubble. We're having a lot of meetings and practices and stuff like that. So a lot of FaceTime and things like that.
How much more do you feel like you're calling home compared to if you were just on a regular road trip during the year?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. I'm finding myself, if I call my wife or text her and she doesn't respond right away, I'm kind of like, oh, what's going on? So, it's different being here and being right up the street from my house and not being able to go home. So, just a lot more texting, a lot more, calling on my end.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
EJ, you've been with Michael CarterWilliams for a while now. What has impressed you most about him since he's become a teammate, maybe something you didn't necessarily know about him before playing with him?
Mike just, he reminds me of myself. We both have similar careers. Things been up and down at times for us. And he's just one of those guys that plays with a chip on his shoulder. He doesn't care what anybody thinks, and he comes every day to work and do his job. No matter what his role is, he's going out there and contribute any way he can. And he's a team first player, team first guy, and he's a great teammate. So it just reminds me of myself a lot.
Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Hey, DJ, good to hear you. The bench setup obviously is quite different. There's the safety parameters and guidelines that are in place. Have you guys talked about how you can sort of, regain that bench chemistry and that bench energy that you guys are known for? Have you guys kind of talked about how you might be able to do that, and maybe what some of the challenges are?
Yeah, we haven't really talked about it. Some of the challenges are definitely we won't be able to, get up and interact with each other like we normally do on the bench. We won't be sitting as close to each other, being able to jump up and down when something, happens on the court because of how they have us placed. So, but like I said, it's so quiet in the arena that we can use our voices more and be able to talk to our teammates on the floor and be able to talk to each other. So, just using our voice more is probably the most important thing. And the difference is not being able to really jump up and down and be really into the game like we normally would. But it's another adjustment that we're going to have to just get used to.
Back to Dan Savage.
DJ, we don't get to see your post-practice routines there. So does DJ's daycare still exist in the bubble? And if so, are there any modifications to it?
It definitely still is going on, and I still have my kids back here that my teammate kids that's losing to me every day. I let a few guys win recently, to boost their confidence for the game, but it's nothing has changed over here.
Paul Casanova.
You talked a little bit about playing without the crowd there. Can you expand on that a little bit, on how that was like, what that was like?
Yeah, it's different, man. Even just running out to warm up, you normally hear you either hear cheers or you hear boos, and we didn't hear either one. That was strange. And then you could just hear everything going on the court. You could hear guys on defense talking. You could hear coaches talking. Everything just magnified what's going on the floor and on the benches. So it's definitely different, definitely adjustment. And the teams that are that can adjust to that the quickest will have an advantage, I believe.
Thank you.
Any other questions for DJ? Okay, DJ, thanks.
All right, no problem.